If you thought the COVID 1984 vaccine digital passports to access healthcare, finance, and travel was bad, just wait until you see what they are now dishing out in the UK.
This government will make a new free of charge digital ID mandatory for the right to work by the end of this Parliament. Let me spell that out. You will not be able to work in the United Kingdom if you do not have digital ID. It's as simple as that.
Yes, you heard that correctly, folks. The New World Order's Big Brother Orwellian nightmare has officially arrived. This whole thing has been framed up as a fix for illegal immigration. But we're not stupid. We know exactly what the endgame agenda is. Your life, tracked. Your movements, traced. And your intentions, databased. All under the guise of keeping you safe. Personal freedoms, gone. Autonomy, history, and privacy? Forget about it. So how did they pull this off? Easy, really. Step 1, allow millions of illegal aliens to invade. Step 2, generate a reaction like, "This is unacceptable! Do something about this for me!" And step 3, offer your solution, which is what you wanted all along. To force citizens to prove their right to live and work with a digital app all tied to a central database. Problem, reaction, solution. And don't be surprised when Mark Carney does a copy and paste on this for the Canadian people, because this is a globalist agenda, and so we need a global response. A petition has already been introduced to stop these digital ID cards, and it's gaining thousands of signatures by the minute. Plus, a massive non-compliance protest has already been arranged in central London at 1 p.m. on October 18th. And that's great. But what else can we do? Well, you can simply not accept it. Don't download the app. Opt out of biometrics every single time and use cash like your life depends on it. Support businesses who use it and boycott those who don't. Freedom is a choice, my friends, and you are the only ones who can exercise it for you. 1984 wasn't fiction. It was a warning. So are you ready to reject the coming digital ID Big Brother?
Hello, my name is TALAN GODFREY and I'm a real gang stalking victim. I'm a real targeted individual, and right now I'm at the law library, and guess what? I'm not being zapped. I'm not being zapped. I'm not being on my head. I'm not being phantom touch attacked. I'm not being zapped, stinged, and zinged. No pressure attacks at the law library on the weekend. Oh my god. So I'm starting to believe it's the people who work here on the weekday that's been attacking me on the weekday. Because that one person is not here. The dude who works at the law library with the glasses and looks kind of creepy, he's not here right now, and I'm not being attacked. But when he's here, I'm being attacked. I don't know if they want me to focus on him and somebody else, some other things attacking me, but he's not here and I'm not being attacked with these direct energy weapons, remote neural monitoring, whatever the hell they're hitting me here at the law library. And it's really nice not to be attacked and feeling pain and have headache sensations, knowing that my electrolytes are just fine and I'm eating healthy. There's no way I should have a headache when I'm sitting in this computer. No way. It feels kind of nice. Anyway, my name is TALAN GODFREY and I'm a real gang stalking victim, a real targeted individual. And right now, I just found the third hit piece against gang stalking victims. Well, this is more against Sabrina Wallace, but it's a doozy. My name is TALAN GODFREY and I'm a real gang stalking victim. Before we get into that, I'm going to tell you that gang stalking, real gang stalking, I'm going to get out of this camera right here. Hold on. Okay, so here it is. Gang stalking, real gang stalking, had nothing to do with religion or spirituality. Gang stalking, real gang stalking, had nothing to do with the supernatural, the paranormal, the metaphysical. Gang stalking, real gang stalking had nothing to do with the chosen ones, monitoring spirits, astral projections, psychic ability, and tarot cards. And anybody who says otherwise is a willing propagandist involved in a psychological operation campaign against you, the gang stalking victim, trying to get you in trouble. Gang stalking, real gang stalking, is what the East German Stasi did to their own people, plus direct energy weapons and mind control technology. Popular Mechanics magazine. Now, I'm going to get into the hit piece against Sabrina Wallace real quick. I want to show you something. Okay. I'm going to show you something real quick. It's so nice to go to this library and not be hit with this shit. Okay, so let's go to time and date. Time and date right here. So I'm recording this out of sequence, but I just want you to realize that gang stalking, real gang stalking, is psychoelectronic weapon effects. Okay, psychoelectronic weapons effects. Popular Mechanics magazine right here. Then you have the old 60 Minutes Havana Center episodes that coincides, that is kind of similar to what gang stalking is and psychoelectronic weapons effects. But this is Popular Mechanics magazine, psychoelectronic weapons effects. They got psychoelectronic weapons effects spelled different. Focus. But it's usually psychoelectronic weapon single effects plural. This is how it's spelled on Popular Mechanics magazine, psychoelectronic weapon effects. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of this. But remember, gang stalking is also called total individual control technology. Total individual control technology is gang stalking. Remember that. But like I said before, I'm going to repeat that many times. I also believe that this gang stalking is going to go in the way of what Sabrina Wallace said. Okay, Sabrina Wallace. Here. Sabrina Wallace right here. Okay. Okay. And with Dr. Robert Duncan remote neuromonitoring video. Dr. Robert Duncan remote neuromonitoring video is easier. You find that on Google Video. I believe what these people are saying, the gang stalking will transform into that. I don't think they need to do Stasi-like tactic on people. They can just hit you with AI technology, AI controlling the satellites that can manipulate your moods, your feelings, your emotions, synthetic telepathy, sending you sensations of pain. They're not causing pain, they're sending your brain sensations of pain, and your body will respond to it. That's what I truly believe is going to be in the future. But right now, this guy, this is over a month old, but this dude is doing a hit piece against gang stalking victims in Sabrina Wallace. So we're going to watch a little teeny tiny bit of that, and if you want to watch it, you can watch it on your own. Here it is. All right, everybody else, peace.
Superficially, the modern-day targeted individual conspiracy theory seems very far removed from the witch crazes of the 16th to 18th centuries. One centres on technological surveillance, electronic harassment, and digital mind control. These are threats that have always been sensed, but never seen. The witch craze is rooted in early modern superstition, secret Sabbaths in deep forests and haunted mountains, with witches allegedly consorting with devils at the margins of society. However, as Oxford historian Aaron Larson shows, the real connection lies in the structure of fear and how societies map their anxieties onto the world. In early modern Europe, the witch's Sabbath was always imagined at the edges of society. Mountains, fog-shrouded valleys, and mysterious caves. These were sometimes real places, but sometimes entirely imaginary. And what mattered wasn't whether they were visible, but what could be imagined or sensed or half believed. Because fear thrived at the edge of certainty. The witch's Sabbath existed at the crossroads of the senses and imagination. Darkness, fog, echo, and scent were tools of these bizarre fantasies. They populated the world with invisible threats. Aaron's research reveals that these landscapes of fear were built not from geography, but narratives of public anxiety. Today's targeted individual movement performs a very similar trick. They project modern anxieties onto these unseen networks, electromagnetic fields, and the imagined architectures of digital power. So, just as witches' Sabbaths were mapped onto a liminal landscape, today's fears attach to technological spaces that can only be intuited. Both movements create meaning at the margins and find community through shared stories that explain these eras' anxieties. Sabrina Wallace stands at the intellectual centre of the targeted individual movement. She's both a theorist and a survivor. She claims not just to be targeted, but to have developed spiritual technologies that allow people to resist these evil influences. And she integrates these electromagnetic fears and into her esoteric Christian worldview. She combines it with digital folklore, and she positions herself as a specially chosen defender against these hidden threats. Sabrina Wallace casts herself as uniquely qualified to identify and defend these hidden technological threats. Today's episode is about these self-appointed defenders, the people who see themselves on the front line against what they see as the 21st century equivalent of witchcraft, because they provide rituals, explanations, and strategies for protection, mirroring the role of those 16th and 17th century anti-witch cults. And so, to make sense of these parallels and to probe what, if anything, history can teach us about today's digital witchfinders, I sat down with Aaron Larson, whose research into the...
I'm at the law library, so I gotta be careful about how I speak and try not to be so loud. But my name is TALAN GODFREY, and I'm a gang-stalking victim. I'm a targeted individual, a real one. And I'm at the law library, so what was going on? Oh, let me see if I can step back away from here. So what was going on? Take my glasses off so you can see me. So what was going on? I was at the house and the children above me in the unit above me started stomping and stepping and playing our loud music, right? And then I got zapped right here. Zapped. I feel like static electricity, burning static electricity right here, just burning one side of my face. So that's like an hour later and it's still hot. Now, if I had a, what you call a tri-field, not a tri-field meter, but a spectrum analyzer, maybe a spectrum analyzer will be able to pick up the electronic signals, the frequency or whatever that was bouncing off my skin and making it burn. Or maybe I have an infrared camera and you can see that one side of my cheek was burning hotter than the other because it was damaged, and the other side, like this side is cool, but this side was just burnt. It was just static electricity just burning my face. But infrared camera, I just got to save up money to get an infrared camera to prove that I'm being zapped, because it's damaging my skin. It's like it's still hot versus the other side. It's still hot right here. But if you're a gang stalking victim like me, you notice that they're going to use children in the apartments above you or surrounding you to do noise campaign violations. They do noise campaign violations, and when these children do noise campaign violations, or maybe the adults, what they end up doing is the noise campaign violation, but you will be zapped, stinged, and zinged, phantom touch attack, the tap sensations on the back of your head, on your skull. It was weird for the longest time. I will be on the sidewalk of my apartment building just fine. I'll be outside of my apartment building past the gate just fine. I'll be inside of the apartment building in the common hallway just fine. But as soon as I go into the apartment, I will lose all control of my bladder and I would just pee on myself. But I had no inkling, no urge, or to pee. It just, as soon as I come into the apartment, I had to go pee, and I'm running to the bathroom, trying not to pee on myself. I gotta watch out for that. Hold on. Okay. That's annoying, peeing on yourself. And then when that happens to you, that type of attack happens to you, you realize that you hearing the upstairs neighbors, and then you get zapped with some type of direct energy weapon on your body. It's painful, it's annoying, and it hurts. And I truly feel with this type of attacks, it's going to get worse with this AI data centers all over the place. It's just going to get worse. And I just want to go back to the television. See, I'm at the law library, as you can see. So I'm going to go back to my computer, and there have been 2 psychological operation campaigns. Hold on. Okay, so here it is. I don't know what that was, but we got on camera. So here it is. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. There have been 2 separate psychological operation campaigns. So time and date. Every time. Okay, so here it is, time and date. Now I want you to look at this one. See, they're making fun of that old Asian woman right there. Chief Little Flower and her craziness. Now, the Chief Little Flower was a fake gang stalking victim. Let's go here. Let's go to videos. And she is a psychological operation campaign because of the Justice Department video. When this Justice Department video was on YouTube, gang stalking relevant section, like you can see right here. Now you can see right there, right? The Justice Department video was on #1 video on page 1. This woman right here. This, okay. Where's she at? She was just making her round, just acting all stupid. This woman right here. And now they're making fun of this woman, calling her crazy. No, she was a character actor. But see, this is another hit piece against real gang stalking victims right here. Then we go back to the relevant section under gang stalking, 2-word section. Okay, now we're on the uploaded date section. We're going back. Okay, here it is. This is another hit piece against gang stalking. Alex Jones and so many other people said this. If the situation was dire, their propaganda would not be necessary. If the situation was dire, their propaganda would not be necessary. So you got like 2 hit pieces in less than a week. Making fun of gang stalking victims. Now this video right here talks about all these technologies, all these patent numbers, but he gonna say that the government's not using it against you, even though he doesn't prove that the government's not using it against people. And then he says that the gang stalking is all schizophrenic. Now Dr. John Hall already said this back in the day. Dr. John Hall says that usually if you're schizophrenic, signs of you being schizophrenic will be able to be picked up when you are a child. You wouldn't be showing signs of schizophrenia at the age of 35. Okay, so of course he doesn't bring up Dr. John Hall. This person ain't gonna bring up Dr. John Hall, but they never do. But they're gonna say that gang stalking victims were gang stalking victims all schizophrenic. This video right here. Okay, so just remember, if the situation was dire, the propaganda would not be necessary. Okay, so just remember that. So this is 2 hit pieces against gang stalking victims. Now back on flip over to here. So here it is. These are the top Dr. Phil episodes that I can find that dealing with gang stalking back in the day. Now you can understand that 11 years ago, this is around when Dr. John Hall, Dr. Matthew Aaron, Dr. Terrence Robertson, Dr. Robert Duncan, the NSA analyst Karen Stewart, the lawyer Cheryl Welch was talking about gang stalking. So these people hired Dr. Phil to do hit pieces against real gang stalking victims. Here's another one. So let's start from the beginning. This is the first video of Dr. Phil doing a hit piece against real gang stalking victims. Right here, I swear I'm being cyber stalked, wiretapped, and followed. Now, the guy who's featured in this video, if you're a gang stalking victim, you already know who this dude is right here. You know who this dude, you've seen him before in that brown video. I'm gonna see if I can find him real quick. Hold on. This is the Josh Brown channel. Okay, this is Josh Brown channel. And there he is. The guy who was featured in Dr. Phil is in one of these two episodes right here. Oh, there he is, right there. There he is, right there. Okay. So that's that one right there. Let me see if I can go back. Okay. So there he is, Dr. Phil. Now this is another Dr. Phil episode right here. Okay, my wife is being paranoid. Says a man whose wife claimed that she's being stalked by her electronic harassers. This is gang stalking right here. Okay, this is gang stalking. Okay, this is a fake victim. This is the PSYOPS. Okay, trying to make all gang stalking victims look crazy. And here's the third one. As you can see, this is like around 10. This is like 10 years ago, 11 years ago. Here's another one. This dude right here. So they don't need to hire, sorry about that. They don't need to hire Dr. Phil anymore. They can just hire strange mother effers on YouTube, okay? Hire these people, or let's see if I can hire a whole bunch of fake gang stalking victims and just astroturf the heck out of them, produce the hell out of them, signal boost the hell out of them on YouTube, and then have fake psychiatrists just to make fun of the whole thing, like Dr. Grande. They don't need to hire Dr. Phil, and plus Dr. Phil is about to go bankrupt anyway, so okay, it couldn't happen to a better guy as far as I'm concerned. So just remember, gang stalking, they don't want you to know that gang stalking is real through a legal and scientific lens. Okay, so this is the gang stalking tour tag on YouTube. This is the AI overview, and look how all this crazy shit that they put down there. Now, what I'm noticing is that all the crazy stuff that the AI overview does is on the weekends. Now, during the weekdays, this stuff will sound more serious, and it talks about direct energy weapons usually on the weekdays, but on the weekends it goes crazy. Let me see if I can screenshot this. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I can screenshot it. Okay, it goes all crazy with conspiracy theories on the weekend because I know a lot of people gonna be Google gang stalking tour tag and looking at the Google overview and the Google AI mode. Look at all this mental health crap that they have right here. Okay, look at that. Oh, what bounce black, unorganized. What the hell is this shit? Oh my god. Okay. Oh, they do on that. They're doing the most with the gang stalking two-word tag. But I want you to understand this. Gang stalking is total individual control technology. Now they're realizing more people are tying gang stalking to total individual control technology. Now there's a crazy person over there and yelling and screaming. Okay, so this is total individual control technology. Okay, yeah, they're starting to change something. Yeah, they're starting to manipulate the algorithm for total individual control technology. Let's go to the AI mode, not the AI overview. Direct energy weapon, remote neural monitoring is not recognized. Voice to skull technology, total conveyance. Okay. This is total individual control technology. They're starting to change the AI overview. Now this is psychoelectronic weapons effects. Let's go to the AI mode. This is psychoelectronic weapons, plural, effects, plural. Yeah, they're changing it. Yeah, they just changed it to a whole bunch of messed up bullcrap. It does talk about the Fry effect. Okay. Yeah. It's people starting to realize that gang stalking is psychoelectronic weapon effects, so they're changing it. See, they don't want you to realize that psychotronic weapons is real because of the AI overview is coming. So this is psychoelectronic weapon effects, plural. Psychoelectronic weapon, single, effects, plural. Oh wow, look at that. It's like a similar, I can't pronounce that right now. Claims versus evidence. Ooh, baby, they're coming after us real bad. But okay, so now we got a horde of people, so security is going to be coming in because everybody else is acting a little bit too loud. But this is Popular Mechanics Magazine. Always remember that. Popular Mechanics Magazine, psychoelectronic weapons effects. Then you have the old 60 Minutes Havana Syndrome episodes. Always remember that. Never forget that, and be careful. This AI data centers are going to be wild in the next couple of years because they have to do Agenda 2030, and they're getting the AI digital IDs ready in the UK. It's coming to America. And like I said before, I'll stop the camera. Okay, so like I said before, those AI data centers, I personally believe they will be the new fusion centers moving forward. The UK is already implementing, or soon will implement, their digital IDs. Their Prime Minister Starmer, who was part of the Asian grooming gangs and hid that from the public, totally denied the justice for the Asian grooming gang victims. You know, these men weren't Asian, they were Middle Eastern, but the fact is they hid it. Starmer was one of the people that hid the Asian grooming gangs from the public, and the victims suffer even longer because of it. Anyway, the dude became Prime Minister of the UK. Now he's like, oh, we need a new digital ID because of illegal immigrations. No, it's problem, reaction, solution. This was always the plan that they were doing. It's coming. It's coming. And I'm so sorry that we all failed, but I truly believe that this AI data centers will be the new fusion centers. This gang stalking is going to get a lot worse now that they can just hit you with AI controlling these satellites, these drones, I think they can just they can hijack somebody's phone, have that phone attack you. They don't have to. I just think it's going to get a lot worse. It's going to get a lot worse. And now you have so much, propaganda back to back to back. And thank God people have been talking about that stupid chosen one in a while. But remember, it's going to get a lot worse. And I'm going to put this video towards, I'm going to add, Yuval Harari or whatever the dude talking about people being able to read your mind, to see and to know your emotions and what you think. Okay, I'm gonna put that in the end of the video. But this gang stalking is gonna get a lot worse. It's gonna get a lot worse. And you can believe in Jesus all you want to. This Jesus isn't gonna save you from this gang stalking. And I know it's a lot of the people who always talk about this Jesus. Ooh, Jesus is gonna save you. This is the battle between good and evil. As soon as they talk about that freaking AI data centers and that AI global governance, they don't talk about Jesus anymore. Oh, this is the back in the day. You used to talk about, this back in the day. This is the mixing of iron and clay. No, they ain't talking about the mixing of iron and clay anymore. They ain't doing that. Oh, this is the mark of the beast. Oh, you need a mark on your hand and on your forehead. You know, they talk about a mark, but they ain't talking about a mark being on your hand and your forehead, especially with this AI, especially with smart dust technology, nanotechnology, radio waves and microwaves. Now people starting to know about the spectrum analyzer. I know they ain't talking about the mark of the beast on your hand and on your forehead, because it doesn't need to be on your hand and your forehead. It doesn't need to be that. It could be anywhere in your body, anywhere. Hell, it doesn't even matter. It could be tracking, like you have like some type of chip somewhere in your body. It doesn't have to be on your hand and your forehead. But I know that
your skin, because it's about hacking humans. This digital ID is leading to this bio-digital convergence.
COVID is critical because this is what convinces people to accept, to legitimize total biometric surveillance. If we want to stop this epidemic, we need not just to monitor people, we need to monitor what's happening under their skin, their body temperature. Like we walked in here, we had to go through a body temperature test. No, I think maybe in a couple of decades when people look back, the thing they will remember from the COVID crisis is this is the moment when everything went digital. And if this was the moment when everything became monitored, that we agreed to be surveyed all the time, not just in authoritarian regimes, but even in democracies. And maybe most importantly at all, this was the moment when surveillance started going under the skin. The biometric sensor. It's the thing, it's the gadget, it's the technology that converts biological data into digital data that can be analyzed by computers. And having the ability to really monitor people under the skin, this is the biggest game changer of all. With this kind of surveillance, I mean, you watch the big president, the big leader, gives a speech on television. The television could be monitoring you and knowing whether you're angry or not, just by analyzing the cues, the biological cues coming from your body. So people are now watching us online, all over the world, this conversation. Now, maybe even right now, the people who are watching us are being watched and analyzed. And the thing is, it's not just you're now watching this. The thing is, we know that you're watching this, and we also know how you feel. Are you angry about what you hear? Are you frightened? Are you bored? This is the kind of power that Stalin didn't have. When Stalin gave a speech, everybody, of course, clapped their hand and smiled. Now, how do you know what they really think about Stalin? It's very difficult. You can't have a KGB agent following everybody all the time. Even if you do it, he's just watching your outside behavior. He doesn't really know what's happening in your mind. But in 10 years, the future Stalins of the 21st century, they could be watching the minds, the brains of all the population all the time. And also they will have the computing power to analyze all that. It's not just having an agent following everybody all the time. The agent in Stalin's days writes a paper report, and you have these millions of paper reports piling up in Moscow. Somebody needs to read them, to analyze them. That's impossible. Now you don't need human agents. You don't need human analyzers. You just have a lot of sensors and an AI which analyzes it, and that's it. You have the worst totalitarian regime in history. And COVID is important because COVID legitimizes some of the crucial steps, even in democratic countries.
The really big thing is hacking human beings. To hack human beings, you need a lot of biological knowledge, a lot of computing power, and especially a lot of data. If you have enough data about me, and enough computing power and biological knowledge, you can hack my body, my brain, my life. You can reach a point when you know me better than I know myself. And once you reach that point, and we are very close to that point, then democracy, the free market, as we have, and actually all political systems also authoritarian regimes. We have no idea what happens once you pass that point. Now, in the past, many tyrants and governments wanted to do it, but nobody understood biology well enough. And nobody had enough computing power and data to hack millions of people. Neither the Gestapo nor the KGB could do it. But soon, at least some corporations and governments will be able to systematically hack all the people. We humans should get used to the idea that we are no longer mysterious souls. We are now hackable animals. Data might enable human elites to do something even more radical than just build digital dictatorships. By hacking organisms, elites may gain the power to re-engineer the future of life itself. Because once you can hack something, you can usually also engineer it. And if indeed we succeed in hacking and engineering life, this will be not just the greatest revolution in the history of humanity. This will be the greatest revolution in biology since the very beginning of life 4 billion years ago. For 4 billion years, nothing fundamental changed in the basic rules of the game of life. All of life, for 4 billion years, dinosaurs, amoebas, tomatoes, humans, all of life was subject to the laws of natural selection and to the laws of organic biochemistry. But this is now about to change. Science is replacing evolution by natural selection with evolution by intelligent design. Not the intelligent design of some god above the clouds, but our intelligent design and the intelligent design of our clouds, the IBM cloud, the Microsoft cloud. These are the new driving forces of evolution. And at the same time, science may enable life after being confined for 4 billion years to the limited realm of organic compounds. Science may enable life to break out into the inorganic realm. So after 4 billion years of organic life shaped by natural selection, we are entering the era of inorganic life shaped by intelligent design. So does the data about my DNA, my brain, my body, my life, does it belong to me or to some corporation or to the government or perhaps to the human collective? Humans are now hackable animals. You know, the whole idea that humans have, you know, they have this soul or spirit and they have free will and nobody knows what's happening inside me. So whatever I choose, whether in the election or whether in the supermarket, this is my free will, that's over. Free will, that's over. That's over. Over. Today, we have the technology to hack human beings on a massive scale. Yeah, I mean, everything is being digitalized. Everything is being monitored. In this time of crisis, you have to follow science. It's often said that you should never allow a good crisis to go to waste, because a crisis is an opportunity to also do good reforms that in normal times people will never agree to. But in a crisis, you see, we have no chance. So let's do it.
Vaccine won't help us go to the test, of course.